अच्छा बोर्ड देख लो, बोर्ड नज़र आ रहा है कि नहीं? अब ठीक है, ओके फाइन. Okay, so we can note these dates, and these are tentative dates. If we change them, we will communicate this, okay, on Moodle, and also you can get yourself updated. I will upload this also, and please make a photo of this board. इसका फ़ोटो बना लो, फ़ोटो मुझे भी सेंड कर देना, then I will upload it on Moodle, okay? Okay. Quiz 1 अभी I have to, it's somewhere in November, okay? But we have to fix the exact date, and the quiz will be on Moodle, okay? I will make MCQ questions. These will be problem type questions, and you have to make a grip here, okay? These will be problem type questions, and in this case you can use a blank paper to solve the problem, but you write the answer A, B, C, D. You just have to click it on Moodle. Is that clear? So that's how we will be doing the quiz. About the homework, again the homework you can do it from home. The quiz, I want you to do it in class, but I have to see half and half how we are going to do this. That's why I am not writing the date, okay? But as we come near the date of the quiz, we will discuss this, okay? So that's the on the whole plan. Now we are going to talk about chapter number 2. For chapter number 2, please please open your book, chapter number 2, and in this case not all of them. I would like you to listen. I give you a homework to study chapter 1. When I mean study chapter 1, of course, first of all you have to understand the concepts. That's what we discuss in class, right? Then we did some example in class. Now I want you to go home and do the remaining examples, and the way to do this is you should first understand the formulas and the concepts, then write the statement of the example and close the book and solve it yourself, so that you know that you can do it yourself. And then from the problems at the back, I would like you to go with the problems with 1 dot. You know, there are 3 types of problems. I would like you to solve the problems with 1 dot. I think that should be okay for you, okay? Yes. You can go to Moodle and you can look at the recordings that we've uploaded and the material, and you can study from there, okay? Right. Now, so chapter number 2 is about motion. I'm going to erase this. Have you all taken this? Okay. So we have, you can send the photo on WhatsApp, okay, in the group. Yes. वो तो you can consider that as given because it was from the book. उन्होंने खुद दिया था, okay? Of course you will have the data given for whatever you need, right? Okay. Now we are going to talk about motion. I'm talking about chapter 2. So when you talk of motion, what are the main terminology that you use when you're talking about motion? Huh? Mass and velocity. Anything else? We talk about velocity. Okay, let's take velocity. What is velocity? What velocity is speed? Is he correct? Velocity is speed. Is velocity speed? No. What's the difference?
Velocity is the rate of change of speed.
The rate of change of?
Displacement of speed. You can say it like this. It is different from speed because this is a vector quantity and speed
Okay, so you have an idea, but we need to clarify this further. Anyone else? Yes?
Velocity is the rate of change of displacement and speed is the rate of change of distance.
Very good. So there are two terms that we need to understand. One is distance and the other one is displacement. Okay. So these are two words. What's the difference? What's the difference between displacement and distance?
Distance is the distance between two points. Displacement is the shortest distance between 2 points.
Right. Okay. So this is related to the concept of scalars and vectors. So this is a scalar and this is a vector. What is a scalar and what is a vector? Yes.
Scalar is quantity which are both in magnitude.
Yes.
And vector is a quantity which are both magnitude and direction.
Okay, right. So a vector has a direction and scalar does not have a direction. If you look in terms of distance, for example, a distance can be something like this. When you're driving your car or bicycle or you're just walking, you don't always walk in a straight line, right? You can take any path that's convenient for you, right? Also the roads are made according to what's convenient. So you might want to reach from 2 points, let's say A to B, and let's say the path you're taking or the road is something like this. But then this is distance. If you measure this length, it's going to be the distance. But the displacement is defined as the shortest straight line distance between 2 points. This straight line distance is called the displacement. So there's a difference. Okay. First of all, we have to clarify this difference, and after that we can then talk about velocity and speed, because velocity and speed are based on distance and displacement. So therefore, in your book, for example, we are using the symbol x for displacement. People who did their FSE, for example, I think they were using the symbol s for displacement, right? So in this book, we are using the symbol x for displacement, okay? And it is defined as delta x is equal to x2 minus x1. x2 is the final position. Let's say if we call these 2 points 1 and 2. So we have, this is x2, this is x1, you take the difference, this is delta x. Delta means, the symbol delta means change. The change is obtained by subtracting the two values. Okay, so that's the first concept in this chapter. Okay, then we talk about velocity. Velocity is defined as change in displacement divided by change in time. Okay, so the amount of time that you take to cover a certain displacement, when you divide it, this is known as the average velocity. Okay, so we can call this V average. In this case, this can be also explained with the help of a graph. If you make a graph like this, you take time, you take position, okay, and you have a curve like this, you take 2 points and then you measure the change, and that will be your velocity. Okay, this is the kind of experiment that you were introduced to when you went to the lab last time. These are the kinds of experiments we are doing. So this is very useful, because you will be studying this in the class, you will be doing the problems at home, and we will do some problems in the class as well, and then you will also practice it in the lab. You will actually perform these experiments and see the graphs and plot them and analyze them, and this will enforce the concepts that we are studying. Okay, right. Now, like I said, speed in this book is represented by the symbol, speed is represented by the symbol s, and average speed is s average, but most of the time we are going to use velocity. Okay, right. What is the slope of a line? What is the slope of a line? Now if this is the curve, for example, if you have 2 points, you will first draw a straight line, okay, this straight line, then you can find the slope of the line. Okay, so this is a diagram that's made in your book. If you have the book, you can look at page number 16. How many students have the book? A few. So please bring the book, it will be useful because we cannot draw every diagram on the board, right? Okay, so if you, acha, chalo anyway, but you also have a soft copy of the book and you can go home and study it again. So in this case, along x-axis, for example, you have t, along y-axis you have position x, and if you make a straight line between the 2 points, then this here would be x2 minus x1, this will be delta x, right? This will be t2 minus t1, this will be delta t. The slope is defined as the difference of the y coordinates divided by the difference of the x coordinates. This is delta x over delta t. So if you have a position time graph, then the slope of the graph gives you the velocity. So there are different ways to do this. You can either use the formula to calculate the velocity, or you can use the graph to calculate the velocity. If you are given a graph, then you find the slope. You will also be doing this in your lab as well. And you can either do this in the lab, we have the software to do it, and otherwise you can plot the graph yourself if it's a problem, and then you can solve it. So this is an example that is given in the book, so you can go home and practice this, right? Okay. There's another concept we have in physics, which is the concept of instantaneous velocity. We just talked about average velocity. Instantaneous comes from the word instant. Instant means the value at one particular moment or time or instant. So in this case, if you write this mathematically, you apply a limit. So for instantaneous velocity, you take the same formula, but you apply a limit here. Okay? So limit is a mathematical concept in which we assume that we are taking a time so small that it's going towards 0. It's not exactly 0, because if it's exactly 0, then the answer will be infinite, right? So it has to be very small. So this is just, most of the time you have to use average velocity, so that's easier. Okay, another concept when we talk about motion is acceleration. Okay, so when we talk about acceleration, let me see just a moment. I am also trying to do a recording on Zoom. I want to see the result of Zoom, but we are not very well focused, I think. Okay, but this is working, right? Keep an eye on it, okay? It should not stop. Okay, so let's go back. Right, acceleration. What is acceleration? Exactly. So acceleration again is represented by the symbol A. A average is equal to V2 minus V1 over T2 minus T1. This means delta V over delta T. Can you see the board, all of you? Okay, right. So these are very simple concepts, and you have all studied them at some level in FSC or O levels or A levels or whatever. So I don't think there's anything very difficult at this moment, right? Okay, so we are just going to go through this. Another thing is that we can write this as dV over dt, right? So A is equal to dV over dt. Is that clear? So delta V over delta T can also be written as a derivative of velocity with respect to time. And also you know that you can play a little bit with this, and you can also write it as what? D squared x over dt squared, right? ठीक है ना? You can also write it in terms of, you are a pre-medical student, right? You are pre-engineer. हाँ, तो उसमें कैसे होता है? देखो, Where's my duster? See, d over dt multiply by dx over dt, ऐसे लिख सकते हैं, ठीक है ना? अब ठीक है, right? तो if you can rewrite this as d squared x over dt squared. अब ठीक है, okay. So you can use both the value of velocity or the value of distance to find this. तो उसमें 2 steps हो जाते हैं. You have 2 steps, and if you have been given the velocity directly, then it's 1 step. Okay, right? Have you marked your attendance? Where is the sheet? Is there anyone missing? वो लड़की देखो पीछे. Okay, now I would like to draw your attention up. This is a problem. I cannot show you this because this thing is problematic. Anyway, I'll try to draw it. Okay, so there are different types of graphs that you can have. I'm talking about page number 21. Okay, if you have the book, you can. That's why I asked you to bring the book. Okay, so there are different types of graphs we can have. Please pay attention whenever we are talking about a graph. Pay attention to what's on the x-axis and what's on the y-axis, and then you have to make the calculation and the interpretation according to that, and the interpretation or the answer will change depending upon what is on the x-axis and on the y-axis. Sometimes students are very quick to answer A, B, C, they just select the answer without even thinking. Like I said last time, please pay attention to the statement of the question first of all. Read the statement 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. You are not wasting time, because understanding the question is the most important part of the question, because many times we start answering, we assume this is what is being asked. Actually, there is always a trick in the question. So you have to first understand what's being asked. Okay, that's the first step. The second step, is noting down the data that's given and then relating that data to what is being asked, and then finding the appropriate formula and then solving it. So these are the main steps you do, right? Sometimes you need values. Okay, there are some standard values that we use tables for, especially for the last chapter. For example, if you have a question like convert miles to meters, so there are tables where you can find these values. In this book also we have some tables in the beginning and at the end. Okay, so you can use those values. You are not expected to memorize those values, but you should be familiar with the formulas that are to be used. Okay, and you should know how to apply them, so that you will only understand, you will only be comfortable doing that if you have enough practice. That's it. It's not difficult, it's like a game, but then it's not something you can memorize. You have to understand it and then practice it. That's it. Okay, so now I was talking about graphs. One of the mistakes that sometimes students make when working with graphs is that they don't pay attention to what is on the x-axis and what is on the y-axis. So this is very important, because if you don't first understand that, then you will misinterpret the graph. So the main types of graphs that we are dealing with in this chapter are the position time graph, the first one, the velocity time graph, the second one, and the acceleration time graph, the third one. Okay, so if for example we show you something like this, okay, this means the velocity is changing. It's not constant, it's varying. Why? Because the slope of the curve is changing. If it was a straight line, it would mean the velocity is constant. Okay, if this graph was a straight line, then it would mean the rate of change of distance, displacement, and with respect to time remains the same, the slope remains the same, and therefore the velocity is constant. Okay, right. Now the second option is, and in this case the slope of this curve will give you the velocity like we discussed here. In the second case, what will the slope of the curve give you here? The slope of the curve here is equal to, the slope here is equal to acceleration. Change of velocity with respect to time is equal to acceleration. Very good. And for the acceleration graph, for example, if you have a straight line like this, it means the acceleration remains the same as the time changes. This means the acceleration is constant. Please try to understand this, okay? Don't memorize it, understand it, that's important. But then the next step after understanding is to apply it and practice it, which we do through solving the problems. The first problems that you solve are the examples. They are already solved, but you should be able to close the book and then solve them yourself. And if you get the correct answer, fine, it means you understand it. If you don't get the correct answer, you have to go back and read the related concept and then try to do it again, okay? Right. Now, I would like to draw your attention to page number, which page is this? 23. On page number 23, we have a table. This is called, kaun sa table hai ye? This is table 2.1? 2.1. I would like you to pay attention to this table. This is important. Why? Because here you have the equations of motion. Are you all familiar with the equations? Of course you are. Yes, you've been using them. So give me one equation of motion. V is equal to? So V means here final velocity. So in some books, like in your FSC books, so please understand the symbols, don't get confused, because the symbols may vary slightly from the book that you studied before the last time you studied physics. So, but every time something is written and you don't understand what that symbol is, go back to the definition and you will understand what the symbol this book is using. So, in FSC books, I think they use VF for final velocity. Here they are using just simple V for final velocity. Again, in FSC books, they use VI for initial velocity. In this case, they are using V naught. The rest is the same. What is the second equation of motion? X minus x naught is equal to V naught t. Again, this is a standard equation. So these are the equations you are going to play with, right? Again, in this case, x is the final distance and x naught is the initial distance. Also, like in the previous example we discussed, this can be x2 minus x1 depending on how you label it and how the problem is defined, okay? And the rest you are familiar with this. Another equation of motion, v squared is equal to v naught squared plus 2a x minus x naught. Okay. Now, the way I remember it when I studied this in FSC, this formula used to be Vf squared is equal to Vi squared plus 2as. ऐसे होता था ना? So, in that case, in FSC books, displacement is represented by s. In this book, s is not displacement. यहाँ पे we are using s for speed, okay? And we are using x for displacement. So, just pay attention to the symbols. हाँ जी, मेरे पास आया वो attendance? No, please bring it to me. Another concept that we pay, this is like a revision of what you've done in your previous high school, FSC, whatever. So, another concept is free fall or G. What is G? Acceleration due to gravity. So, it is A basically, but it is A, for example, when I am driving a car is the acceleration in the horizontal direction. But G is whenever you drop something, this is going down because of gravity, and therefore this is called acceleration due to gravity. It has a certain standard value which is 9.8 into meter per second squared. Good. And also there is a difference in sign depending upon whether the body is falling downwards or it is going upwards. So yeah. So these are the basic concepts again. 9.8 we use it sometimes if you are just calculating without a calculator, you can use 10 also, it simplifies the problem. Okay. So what's your homework today? Your homework, okay, the way I've used the board today, I started from there and I moved this way. Okay, that's because of this. I think we can switch this off because we don't really need it. We're not using it. Okay, so now is it clear? Okay, let me see if I can also see it from here. Dekha, this is always, I don't know, backwards. Why? I don't know. Okay, so what's your homework? Study and practice chapter 2. Chapter 2. हाँ? बेटा ये चीज़ें जो मैंने अभी बताई है ना, there are a few examples using these functions. उनको हाँ? No, I don't need the derivation right now. You need to understand how we use these formulas to solve the examples that we have in the chapter. Because once you solve the examples, then you can solve the problems. So that's the way of testing. Okay, so that's why I'm not doing the derivation. Okay? Yes, can I have your attention, please? Is there any problem? Any question? Okay, right. So I think it's time. Can you please make a photo of this? The photo, we're trying to make as many possible recordings and then see which one works best, and then for the students who are not in class. अच्छा, इसको WhatsApp